Welcome to Volume 3 of Zack Attack. This time I'm going to take a different approach. Instead of sitting here and telling you about how the Gators beat Vandy, how the softball team is the number one seed in the NCAA tournament, or how lacrosse happened to choke and lost in the first round of their NCAA tournament, I'm going to take a different approach to today's episode and talk about one topic: Toronto Blue Jays and the Texas Rangers. For those who don't know, this past Sunday, the two teams, which have a history with each other dating back to the playoffs, got into a scuffle when Ronald Odor was taken out, quote unquote, by Jose Bautista on a dirty slide in the top of the eighth inning. Odor proceeded to shove Bautista and then hit him with a right hook, and an all-out brawl ensued. That's the current state of affairs between both teams. So let me do a little history lesson right here. In 2015, the American League Division Series, Toronto and Texas hooked up for the first time against each other in the playoffs. Texas was leading the series 2-0, needed one more to go to the ALCS, and Toronto forced a Game 5. In a crazy seventh inning, Texas made 3 straight errors, and Toronto made them pay when Jose Bautista hit a 3-run home run in the bottom of a ridiculous seventh inning. They would go on to win the series. Jose Bautista did a bat flip after hitting said home run, and Texas took offense to that. And many were wondering this season if that was going to carry over. So the teams hooked up for 2 series. First series was in Toronto. It was 4 games. Toronto Blue Jays won it 3-1. Nothing happened. Everyone's like, okay, they put this behind them. Second series, the Rangers won 2-1. It was in Texas. The final game was where all this chaos happened and when tempers flared. But on the season, Toronto leads at 4-3. If this was an ALCS, Toronto would have been victorious and would be going to a World Series right now. I talk about these two teams because baseball needs a rivalry like this. I'm not a fan of violence, and I don't advocate violence in any sense. But when you look at rivalries like Yankees-Red Sox, Giants-Dodgers, Cubbies-Cardinals, even Tigers-White Sox might be a stretch, but it's rivalry nonetheless. I mean, these rivalries are great and historic, but they really haven't had much flair. I mean, the Yankees and Sox haven't been doing too hot recently in just recent seasons. The Giants and Dodgers, please tell me the last time they hooked up in NLCS or NLDS in the playoffs. The Cubs and Cardinals, yeah, they played against each other last NLDS, but for the most part, the Cards have owned the Cubbies until recently. And the Tigers and White Sox, both of these teams are irrelevant for the most part in the last couple of seasons. A rivalry like Toronto and Texas just brings attention to baseball, reinvigorates the sport, and gets people watching. Now, I hate to see a guy like Odor take a shot at Bautista. I think the slide wasn't too dirty compared to what most think. I think if Bautista wanted to take Odor out, he'd go cleats up and try to hit him in the thigh or something. I think Odor was kind of overreacting. I think the suspensions that were handed out for everyone involved was completely fair. This is just a very intriguing situation to watch. I love how managers Jeff Bannister and John Gibbons, Bannister for Texas and Gibbons for Toronto, were going at each other. Watching two managers beef is great to me, and just the competitiveness between these two, and I guess the hatred. I don't advocate hatred either, but just the hatred they have for each other is just fun to watch. And when I first saw Odor land that punch, I was out of my seat. I couldn't believe that could even happen in a baseball game. So all I'm saying here is I'm a fan of this. I hope they hook up in the playoffs. I think that would be just awesome. Awesome for the sport, awesome for these two teams. I really hope they can keep this rivalry going because this is the last time they'll meet until hopefully the playoffs of this year. So that's all I have. That's my thoughts on the Toronto-Texas situation. I'm not really picking any sides there. I'm just a baseball fan, and as much as I don't appreciate fighting, I think a Toronto-Texas rivalry would do great things for America's pastime. That's all I have for tonight. Thank you, everybody, and God bless.
And what a time.